Hey, Algebra 1 students, I want you to take notes in your note packet here for this first example that I'm going to go through. So just a reminder, this is the Chapter 8 note packets. We did pages 2 and 3 yesterday. This page says lesson 1.8b/82 on the top. I want you to go to the bottom and write page 4 because I forgot to put the page number on that page. All right, so yesterday you were given the graph. Today you're going to create the graph. Remember, these are quadratic functions because they have an x squared. And the graph that we're going to make is going to look like that U-shaped, and we call the graph a parabola. We're going to do two different parabolas on the same coordinate grid here. Now this first one is the parent function. Notice how this says parent function. This one is the parent function. So I like to say the parent function is the plain old x squared. Nothing multiplied by the x squared, nothing added to the end, just plain old x squared. That's the parent function. When we do these, you're going to definitely want your calculator handy, and I'm going to walk through the calculator steps with you. So we want to graph this function. We're going to choose our x values, and for these, we're going to choose those same x values that we chose when we did linears, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. The y value, remember, f of x is the same as y, so I could write that as y. The y value we're going to calculate by taking our x value and squaring it. So if you want, write x squared right here. Notice I have that x in parentheses. That's because when we put this in the calculator, we want to make sure we wrap up that x value. So the way this is going to work is I've chosen x equals -2. I'm going to put -2 into the function here, -2 squared, to find the y that goes with x is -2. So the way you want to do this in your calculator is you want to do parenthesis, -2, parenthesis, and then you want to use your squared button right here. Squared, hit enter, and you get 4. So when x is -2, y is 4. Now I want to do the same thing, but with -1. So every time, actually, I'm going to write the in-between step here for the notes. This is what I did, -2 squared, and what I got was 4. Now I want to do -1 squared, and I'm going to use my calculator. If I arrow up here to this equation, and then I arrow right, I can just change that 2 to a 1. And then I hit enter, and I get 1. So -1 squared is 1. Now I want to do 0 squared. Well, 0 times 0 is going to be 0, so I'm not going to put that one in the calculator. I know that that's 0. Now I want to do 1 squared, so I'm going to arrow up here. That negative I want to get rid of, so I'm going to hit the delete button. 1 squared is the same as 1 times 1, that's 1. And now when x is 2, and I put it into my function, 2 squared, arrow over, change your 1 to a 2, and I get 4. Okay, so now we're going to plot these points and graph y equals x squared, or f of x equals x squared. Remember, whenever you have the squared, it should make a U shape. So this is my x when x is -2, so I'm going to go 2 to the left and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, put a coordinate point. When x is -1, y is 1. So 1 to the left and up 1, because y is positive. When x is 0, y is 0, so a coordinate point at the origin. When x is +1, so 1 to the right, y is +1, so coordinate point right there. When x is 2, so 2 to the right, y is 4, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I put a nice smooth curve through here, we need a nice smooth curve, no sharp corners, arrows at the ends. Should be that U shape. This is y equals x squared. So that is the parent function. So now this one is g of x equals 1/2 times x squared. And remember, you can change that to y. I want to do the same x values. So I'm going to fill in -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. But this time, my function is 1/2 times my x value and then squared. So when I put -2 in here, it's going to look like this. 1/2 -2 squared. And then I'm going to do the same thing for -1. 1/2 -1 squared. Don't forget the squared. 1/2 0 squared. 1/2 1 squared. And 1/2 2 squared. So these x values I'm substituting in to this equation every time. Now I'm going to put that in my calculator. So hit clear. I'm going to put in 1/2, so that's 1 divided by 2, parenthesis, -2, parenthesis, squared. So type those in very carefully. You don't want to make any mistakes typing them in. Hit enter, and I get 2. So that is 2. Okay, now I'm going to arrow up and just change that -2 to a -1. So now it's 1/2 -1 squared. And I get 0.5. You can just write 0.5. That's also the same as 1/2. However you choose to write that is fine. And then I'm going to arrow up, and I want to replace that -1 with a 0. So I have to hit delete there. So make sure you have the parentheses. If you try doing this without the parentheses, you will get every one wrong. So I got 0. So when x is 0, y is 0. Okay, arrow up, change the 0 to a 1, because now I'm substituting in 1. Hit enter. I get 0.5 again, 0.5, which is 1/2. And then the last one, when x is 2, put a 2 in there, hit enter, and I get 2 again. Okay, now let's graph these points. When x is -2, y is 1. So I'm going to go -2 to the left. Oh, I said that wrong. When x is -2, y is 2. So 2 to the left and up 2. All right, when x is -1, I'm only going to go up a half. So I'm going to go over -1 and just up a half. That's that point right there. 0, 0, they have that point in common. That coordinate point was on this graph, and now it's on this graph. X is 1, y is 1/2. So 1 to the right, up 1/2. When x is 2, y is 2. So over 2, up 2. I'm going to draw this one in a different color. All right, so nice smooth curve, no corners, through each point with an arrow at the end. So this is 1/2 x squared. So this looks wider than the parent function. So that 1/2 in front makes the graph be wider. So the transformation that happened is, I'm just going to put wider here. And I think we'll just keep that for now. The graph is wider than the parent function. Okay, we'll give a more formal name to that in a bit. Okay, this is the only example I'm going to do on the video, and then the other examples we will do in class.